Hello, Facebook land. If I'm sideways again, I don't know what to do about this, but I'll get it right. I'll turn it right side up and post it. Today I want to talk to you about a very important question and something that actually came to me last night during one of my client calls, and it's fear. And so the question is, when was it that you decided that fear was in control? When did you decide that fear had to be this negative thing? Or when did you decide that fear was responsible for holding you back? So as I said last night, I had a client call, and it kind of serves as the impetus for this conversation I'm having with you right now. And it was a coaching call. And at the end of all my, I'm adjusting my seat here, at the end of all my coaching calls, I like to circle back around at the end of the call, kind of check in to see how the person on the other end is doing and ask them, what they thought about the call, and ultimately check in to say, did you feel that there was anything negative or disempowering that occurred in the call? And when I asked if there was anything disempowering about the conversation, initially the person on the other end said no. And we like to give people some time to respond, right? And so after a little bit of time, the person instantly followed up and said, well, yeah, honestly, talking about the fear, it felt a little bit disempowering. And so I asked the person on the other end of the call to consider the basis for the fear. The call was an hour and a half. And we had talked about a lot of great things and moved a lot of the conversation for this person forward and got to a lot of positivity. And I asked the person to consider how we had used the concept of fear to identify how it was holding them back. So I thought about this, and I thought about how important that part of the conversation was, and ultimately having, come full circle on that, they ultimately came back and said, you're right. It was important for me to recognize my fear in order to see everything that was on the other side of it, that perhaps this tool I thought was preventing me from being, but now I'm seeing only shines a light on how I could be. So I thought about you guys. I thought about everybody out there that's thinking about fear and gives it this optimal position in their life to hold them back. And I thought about, what if instead of looking at fear, like I said to my coach last night, what if instead of looking at fear as a negative, we start to look at it as a tool? And what if instead of when fear visited us, instead of seeing it as this impenetrable roadblock, this wall that we can't crawl over, get beyond, or even break down, you see it as a tool? And what if instead of seeing fear as this thing that prevents you from doing amazing things, from acting courageously in your life, from taking risks, being motivated, or being motivational, what if you start to see fear as your call to action, or a spotlight that shines itself on all the more reason for you to act with intention? Using fear as a tool, use it to act with intention. So fear is what causes you to shut down, maybe to go to a place of self-defense and, automatic defending yourself behaviors. What if maybe it's time you start to reverse engineer your fear? What if you look at your reaction to fear and you make a list? So if you're watching this right now, you're watching the playback, I want you to get a piece of paper, pause it or whatever. Go get a piece of paper and draw a line down the center of the paper. And I want you to write at the top of one column, who are you with fear? And then on the other side of the column, I want you to write, who are you without fear? And so 2 examples of this, right? So in one column, when you're writing, who are you with fear, you might write things like, I'm weak, I'm lazy, I'm unworthy, I'm not motivated, I'm not driven, I'm not determined, I'm not focused. And on the other side, who are you without fear, you might write things like, I'm strong, I am determined, got my shit together, I'm worthy, I'm willing, I'm inspired, I'm inspiring, I'm motivational, I am a freight train, nothing can stop me. So which of these 2 lists do you want to be? Are you the list of who are you with your fear, or do you want to be in the list of who you are without it? And decide. And that's it. Decide, will fear be the thing that stops you? Or will it become the shining like bat symbol that tells you this is a reminder of your two lists, who you are with fear or who you are without fear. And you can use it instead of as being this impenetrable roadblock that you can't get beyond, use it as a tool. Use it as the bat symbol that reminds you to keep going. And you will. Look at your two lists, use them, utilize them. It's a super simple tool, and hopefully you guys find this helpful. There will be some comments, some hearts, or some likes below. And if you want to engage a one-on-one initial coaching call with me, comment below. I'll get back to you or private message me. Otherwise, be good to yourselves, be easy, do good things for yourself this week, and keep going. Bye.